Once upon a time in the quiet town of Bradbury, there lived a woman named Lily. She was a kind and generous person, always helping others and sharing her garden's bountiful harvest with her neighbors. Her garden was famous throughout the town for its beauty, and people would often walk by just to admire it. One summer morning, Lily woke up to a curious sight. She looked out her window and saw a beautifully handwritten invitation lying on her doorstep. It was an invitation to a garden party at the home of a new neighbor, Mr. Fitzgerald. Lily was delighted to receive the invitation and eagerly awaited the day of the party. On the day of the garden party, Lily put on her best dress, picked a bouquet of flowers from her garden, and set off to Mr. Fitzgerald's home. As she approached, she could see that his garden was even more magnificent than hers. There were exotic plants and flowers she had never seen before, and the air was filled with their delightful fragrances. Lily greeted Mr. Fitzgerald, who was a tall, charming man with a mischievous glint in his eyes. She presented him with the bouquet of flowers, and he graciously accepted them with a smile. "Welcome to my garden party, Lily," he said. "I've heard so much about your beautiful garden and kind heart, and I'm delighted to have you here." As the party began, Lily noticed that the other guests were just as unusual as Mr. Fitzgerald's garden. There was a woman with butterfly wings, a man with a tail like a squirrel, and even a talking cat. Lily was amazed and couldn't help but smile at the sight of such a peculiar gathering. Throughout the party, Lily enjoyed herself immensely. She danced with the butterfly-winged woman, laughed at the talking cat's witty jokes, and listened to the squirrel-tailed man's stories of his travels. The food was delicious, and the drinks were like nothing she had ever tasted before. As the sun began to set, Mr. Fitzgerald gathered everyone together for a toast. "To new friends and magical gardens," he exclaimed, raising his glass. All the guests cheered, and Lily felt a warmth in her heart that she hadn't felt in a long time. But as the last of the sun's rays disappeared, something strange began to happen. The guests started transforming back into their true forms. The butterfly-winged woman became an actual butterfly, the squirrel-tailed man turned into a squirrel, and the talking cat became a regular house cat. Mr. Fitzgerald himself became a magnificent, towering oak tree. Lily stared in disbelief as she suddenly realized the truth. Mr. Fitzgerald and his guests were all enchanted creatures that could only take human form during the day. The garden party had been a magical gathering of these extraordinary beings, and Lily felt truly honored to have been a part of it. With a heavy heart, Lily said her goodbyes to her new friends and headed home, knowing that she would never forget her remarkable experience. As she walked back to her house, she noticed a small, glowing seed nestled in the bouquet of flowers she had brought to the party. Lily carefully planted the seed in her garden, and over time, it grew into a beautiful, magical plant that attracted all sorts of enchanted creatures. Every day, she would sit in her garden and talk to the fairies, sprites, and magical animals that visited her, and they would share their stories and wisdom with her. The people of Bradbury soon came to know about Lily's magical garden, and it became a place of wonder and delight for everyone who visited. Lily's kindness and love for all living things had brought magic into the lives of not only herself but also the people around her. And as for Mr. Fitzgerald, the oak tree, he continued to watch over Lily and her garden, his leaves rustling gently in the breeze as a constant reminder of their extraordinary friendship.
This video was brought to you by Talkpal. Talkpal is an AI language tutor, powered by GPT technology. It is the most efficient way to learn a language. You can chat about an unlimited number of interesting topics, either by writing or speaking. It corrects your grammar and provides feedback on your messages. It helps you practice listening, reading, writing, and speaking while engaging in interesting and exciting conversations. You can start using it today at talkpal.com.